health. But first, if you own a waterfront cottage or enjoy any of the hundreds of lakes in the Kawartha region, then you have a responsibility to ensure the things you do don't have a negative impact on the environment. Terry Rees knows a thing or two when it comes to waterfront property management. A cottage owner himself, Terry is also the executive director of the Federation of Ontario Cottagers Associations, or FOCA. Now, the nonprofit organization aims to educate cottage owners about the importance of taking care of their properties. We met up with Terry on Kasshabog Lake north of Havelock today for a little dock talk. Well, it's certainly a perfect day to be out here on beautiful Lake Kasshabog, right?
That's right.
Okay. Now, Terry, tell me about the Federation of Ontario Cottagers Associations.
We call it FOCA because it's a little easier to digest. A Federation of Ontario Cottagers Associations is a province-wide non-profit organization that helps community groups like the group here on Lake Kasshabog, Stony Lake, Belmont Lake, and a number of other area lakes to support the efforts that they're doing as non-profits in their community to help the environment and other important aspects of community living in rural Ontario.
Right. Now, we're here today to talk about shorelines. Why is shoreline management so important?
Well, shorelines are a really important part of the natural capital that's on our lakes around here. We've been blessed in the Kawarthas with having terrific natural spaces, great fishery, wonderful wildlife, and it's our impacts on those things are really a matter of the way we treat them and the way we act on our own individual properties. So we're trying to encourage people with best practices to do the kinds of things on their own properties that really foster that kind of thing sustainably.
Right, so it really is up to the cottage owner, the waterfront property owner, to ensure that they're taking care of their shorelines. It's not necessarily someone else's responsibility?
Right, there's lots everyone can do. We all want to be here and enjoy it. We've got a legacy here of long-standing seasonal property owners. We've got campers and other transitional users, fishers and others. We've all got a role to play in keeping this area beautiful and making sure that it's like this for our kids.
Okay, so what are some of the ways that people can maybe get involved or figure out how they can maybe do the best thing for their shorelines?
Well, FOCA, as part of our role, is to help people through the use of best practices on their own property to manage their septic systems properly. That's a very important thing in terms of water quality. Also maintaining natural shorelines in terms of fostering wildlife and fisheries that are sustainable. Also taking care to reduce the amount of toxic material they use, pesticides and that kind of thing, or eliminate them if possible on their shoreline properties. All these little things, part of lifestyles that we want to encourage, easy, that everyone can do, and that foster and support a long-term sustainable waterfront living experience.
Right, and obviously you have lots of resources available to people if they have some questions.
Absolutely. Well, that's part of what FOCA does, is we've provided a kit similar to this to each one of our 550 members across the province. About 100 plus of those are in the Kawarthas, Haliburton, Bancroft area, so lots of these resources are out there. This includes common materials that talk about best practices about those things I mentioned, septic systems, shorelines, etc., encouraging wildlife and fish habitat. There's also a number of local resources and groups that are available in this area, including the Peterborough County Stewardship Council, local conservation authorities, and others who are out there to help you and answer your questions about resource management issues, whether it's forestry issues or erosion on your shoreline, fisheries information, and other things. So there's lots of people out there to help, and we'd like to encourage people to just learn whatever they can and do their part.
Okay, well, we're going to head out on the boat, and we're actually going to take a tour of some shorelines around here, and you can show us what's good and what's not so great when it comes to management.
Look forward to it. Let's go.